So welcome to part 7 at Keep Going Academy, where we're now going to discuss more about technology and systems. How do you put systems in place so that you can increase your conversion rates, can increase your productivity, and be able to win clients' trust all the time without having to, use as much effort. Because what we're trying to do over here, we're trying to eliminate the amount of effort that we have to put up front to get clients' trust and to earn their business, and to be able to book those meetings with them consistently and close deals. Now, this ties in with the screenshot that I'm about to share with you right now. It's actually not a screenshot. It's actually just one of my emails that I've received recently from a potential client. Now, this is only implemented once you start getting to a point where you are getting consistent email replies from clients that are interested, right? But they're not booking meetings with you. This ties into the system and how to go about adding systems in place for those type of clients and those type of prospects, if I may say. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. So right over here we have a good example of another prospect of mine called Justin, who I've sent an email to before. I think I sent him twice my email. First time he did ask what is my hourly rates, how much do I charge. Now, don't get me wrong, right? I did mention that sometimes you want to stay away from clients that ask you how much you charge and then all that stuff. Most of the time, it's not really a bad thing, depending on the response, right? If you respond to them, right, it's only bad if you respond to them and say, listen, I'll tell you what the pricing is, but let's hop on a call so we can discuss your budget, discuss how much you would like to, invest into this project. If they are not willing to hop on a meeting with you, for them to get the price, right? Even if you give them the price right up front, and you have a call to action to that, maybe you say that, okay, here's my pricing. Let's hop on a call so we can discuss more in depth as to why this is the pricing. This is how much I charge. Why is this for? What does this pricing cover, and what does the package cover, right? If they're not willing to go hop on a call with you, at least you're not going to waste your time on that. So that's the only time you would expect not to do business. You would not expect to hop on a call with a particular client like that. So it's always important to also follow up with these type of clients as well, and at least get their feedback from them. Most of the times, if the feedback is bad, then you can move forward from there and just go on to the next one. Now, I sent them the email twice, right? I've sent in this email, right? That was the email that I sent, and then I sent it again. I sent another email, and still no replies, right? So I'm still waiting on him. But with clients like this, with potential clients like this, you want to have systems in place, which is what I'm about to share with you right now. So how do you go about implementing this, right? How do you go about putting yourself on top of your A game so that you have everything organized in the right place? And it's not as difficult as you think it is, right? It's not as difficult as setting up some technical funnel or anything like that. It simply just comes down to effectiveness, comes down to online presence, which I'm about to share with you right now, so I can go about doing it. Now, the first part I would say would probably be important as well as setting up a Wix account, right? If you have a Wix account and you're trying to showcase your work, right, that would be a great idea. That would be an effective way to showcase some of the videos you edited. Now you don't have to use Wix. You can use other platforms like WordPress. I know there's one called Squarespace, Weebly, whatever the case may be. It doesn't have to be complicated. At the end of the day, we are not trying to drive traffic. We're not trying to create a SEO website or drive traffic. We're just trying to create a presentation, a well put presentation for our prospects to come and see our work, right? In the most effective way and take action. So if we have a landing page, if we create just a simple landing page that will take them to view our work, right? In this case, we are offering video editing, which is a great service which is a very great service, which I highly recommend you get into if you are thinking of using QMail Gorilla to source your leads, right? That I highly recommend getting into video editing. But with that being said, let's go ahead and look for a template. In this case, I'm going to use this template that I've selected over here. Now, you can go ahead and create a new Wix account, right? It's very straightforward. And then you'll create a new site. You can go ahead and create a new site as well. When you're creating a new site, you'll go through this prompt, and you can go ahead and select what type of business you want, and it will generate a template for you. But in this case, I'm just going to go with what I already have over here. So just give it some time. So like I said, first things first, right? We just set up a Wix website. We just set up a Wix account and we set up a website. You can see everything over here is pretty straightforward. There's not much you need to do. You can get a Wix premium membership, which is not necessary, but you can get it if you want to eliminate any banners or ads on your website. The whole idea is to have them on the website is just to have a landing page where you're going to send traffic to showcase your work. That's all there is to it. And the reason why you're using it is because you want to present it in a effective manner, in a professionalism, by adding professionalism to your work, right? So we're going to go ahead and click here, edit. Now, of course, I can add all these details later on: my email, my phone number, and physical address, my logo. Now let's go ahead and look at this website. Look what we have. Just give it some time. Now, of course, this is a good idea. This is a template that I'm looking to use, right? But if I were to use this template, I would probably just do something simple. And simplicity is always the key, right? You always want to add simplicity. The more complexity you add into something, the less effective it becomes, because even you won't be able to understand it. So what I would usually do, I'll just come over here and edit this, and maybe add some videos, add all of my videos over here, put them in the sort of a collage sort of design, right? Another option will be to use Instagram, right? If you're not a Wix person, then guess what? You can use Instagram, right? And here's my Instagram account. Right, here's my Instagram account. I have it right over here. And yeah, this is me. And you can maybe create some real videos or create live videos of you editing your content, whatever the case may be, right? You can add it over here. You can be creative with this, right? You don't have to use Wix, as long as you have a database to showcase your work. That is important. Now, so moving on to the next topic. So another software you'd want to use is something like Zoom. Definitely, I would highly recommend using Zoom as your strategy to book meetings with potential clients. Right. Another way that you would use, another solution, right, to Zoom. If you don't want to use Zoom, you can use something called Google Meet, right? Where you can create meetings within Google's platform, right? You can create a new meeting over here, create a meeting for later, start an instant meeting. It's very streamless. If you have a Google account, this is probably going to be the most effective for you as well, as long as you have a platform to host your meetings on. Another solution would be to using something like Discord, right? Although Discord will be a little bit complex, because the participant will need to have a Discord account, and they will need to create an account on Discord to be able to host the meeting. So this will probably be the least effective. The most effective ones that I can highly recommend is either Zoom or Google Meet, right? And they all work the same. They all basically work the same. So with Zoom, if I log into my account right over here, I can go over here and go to my meetings. I can also go over here and schedule a meeting. When I schedule my meeting, I can come down over here, right, set a time, set a time zone, right, and the duration of it. And then what I like to do is I like to leave these options, or I like to enable these options over here, right? I like to enable these options, and then I would like to enable allow participants to join at any time. Now, depending on your storage, just depending on how much space you have on your personal computer, personal PC, you can set this, right, to record videos. This ties back to that topic that we had on recording interviews with your actual clients that you've worked with on the free trial. That is how you go about doing it, right? So now that you understand how to record videos on Zoom, you can go about doing that, enabling that as well. So for now, I'll actually enable this, and then I'll click on save. Now you can obviously name the meeting whatever you want to name it. You can look at the review and see if everything looks fine. You can edit it if you don't feel happy about it, and you can also start the meeting right there and there. Right, you can also copy the meeting link and then copy the invitation, and then also pop it in as an email. So when you go to your Gmail account, you can go ahead and compose an email and just give it some time, then go and pop it in right over here, and then send it to your recipients. Right, sending it to myself, but I'm not going to send it now. So you can send that invitation. So when the prospect gives you the time when they're available, you can go and send them this information, and they'll gladly book the call with you. Another way of doing it, right, which I recommend you use both. Actually, you can use this one. In fact, you should use this option of sending them an email with the meeting details, right? Send them this just to remind them. And then another way would be to actually setting it on their calendar by adding it over here in the Google Calendar, right? You can use Yahoo and Outlook, but in this case, I'm just going to stick to Google Calendar because that's what everyone uses. So I'll use this. I'll go over here. I'll sign in with my account, with my Gmail account, my Google account actually, and I'll go over here, and I'm going to go in and add my guests, add my reps and people that have wanted to join the meeting. So I'll add. Let me just go ahead and add somebody else, right? In this case, I might want to add. Let me add myself, right? So I don't want to alert anyone that there's a fake meeting. So I'll alert myself. So I'm the organizer, and this second account of mine, this prototype account that I have here, which is a prototype, a demo account, I can go ahead and click over here and say save, and then I can send it to the recipient. The recipient will get an instant notification on the Google, on the calendar, stating that they actually have a meeting, right? And they'll get reminders within half an hour or an hour before the time of the meeting, so that they don't forget to join your Zoom call. Very effective way, and that will be the end of this section. So let's move on to the next one. Another software you might want to use for communication purposes, once you start closing clients, right, you can go ahead and onboard them on Slack, right? You can have a Slack channel, creating a Slack channel for each and every single client that you have, so that you can go ahead and allocate your team members. Once you start getting into a phase where you are hiring and outsourcing your work to maybe virtual assistants, maybe you have someone like me who I'm working with, maybe having a business partner who is in charge of the operation side of the business, and you are in charge of the sales. You can go ahead and add the operating manager onto the channels, so that they can handle all communication on each channel of the communication app, right? So definitely Slack is one of them, and it's if not the best, it's just one of the best out there, because it allows you to integrate with a lot of the apps that are available on Google. So let's move on to another one that we have, which is Microsoft Teams. Now this one is a very popular one as well. This one's probably the most popular one, which we can go to it right now. I'm just going to go on this link. So if you just type in Microsoft Teams, I'm sure a lot of links are going to pop up on the internet. You can go ahead and look at it. You can set up an account for free. It does the exact same thing. It's literally the same thing, but I believe that they have a subscription on it, right? So yeah, if you prefer to use something a little bit more professional, then Microsoft Teams is definitely your option, your best option. As you can see over here, we have it in rands, in my currency. So definitely one of the two should work, should do the job. Whether it's Microsoft Teams that you're looking at to use, or Slack is one of the options. Now for payment gateways, I would recommend something like PayPal. Now PayPal, I highly recommend it if you are a South African citizen, right? If you are based in South Africa and you're not a US citizen. In fact, if you're a non-US citizen, whichever country you're in, as long as you're not actually based in the US, then PayPal is definitely your best option to go with. Now, if you are based in South Africa, like myself, and are enrolled into this course, you can use PayPal in combination with FNB by setting up an FNB account. So if you have an FNB account linked, you can definitely link an FNB account with your PayPal account, which is something that I cannot share in this particular course for sensitive purposes. I don't want to compromise my security, but definitely if you visit your nearest bank, your nearest FNB branch, they'll gladly assist you with linking a PayPal account with your FNB account and share with you how you can go about doing so. Now, another one that you can use is Stripe. Now, this is highly recommended for US-based citizens, right? I'm not sure if it works for other countries as well, but if you have a way of making it work, if you're not based in the US, then definitely Stripe is probably the best one to use because of the transaction fees and the low costs. So those are the two options for payment gateways, and that is how you can go about using your systems in place. Now, I do believe that actually know that PayPal has got an invoicing system which I love to use. That's one of the reasons why I like to use PayPal, because they have their own way of invoicing their clients. So you can send invoices built into the platform, so that when you're sending links, the customer can actually pay within the same link that you sent them. They don't have to go and do a wire transfer, bank wire transfer, EFT sideways. So it's very effective. It's very effective and it's very efficient if you are trying to grow your business and run your online business in the most effective manner. Now, of course, the last one, which is probably the most important one, is utilizing QMail Gorilla. Now, don't get me wrong, right? I'm not trying to manipulate you on getting into the system, on getting into using my platform. As you know, I am the founder of QMail Gorilla. So if this does not convince you, that if everything else that I've taught you so far does not convince you that the system works, then I don't know what does, because QMail Gorilla increases your conversion rates by 60%, right? And it does this in a very effective way, right? Basically, it does this by actually targeting a very niche demographic, a very niche department, which is content creators, right? But the way it actually does it through a method, through a way of scraping emails on YouTube, right? So through YouTube descriptions on YouTube videos, and it generates a list of emails, and you can go ahead and contact and send emails, right? Send high quality emails that are personalized to get people to reply, right? Almost as if they're reading it, almost as if you've done your research beforehand. Now, the reason why QMail Gorilla is so effective, another reason why it's so effective, is because with other cold email softwares out there, they only give you the database, right? They might give you the database, and they might give you the system to be able to allow you to send emails within their platform. But in terms of research, in terms of personalization in bulk, that's not something they can offer you. Now, if you think about it this way, right? If you are trying to create a personalized email, creating a personalized email for every single recipient that is using different platforms, right? One is using LinkedIn, one is using Facebook, and the other one is using YouTube, and the other one is using TikTok. The other one is just, and this is all over the place, right? Now you have to do research on each and every single recipient that is using TikTok, compliment them on their TikTok account, and then you have to write a cold email about someone who has written a blog, and you have to go and read that blog and find something that's interesting. You can't just compliment them saying, "I love your blog," and that's it, and expect them to book a call with you. That's not how it works, right? You need to compliment them on a particular thing within the blog. Now, what Qmail Gorilla does, it eliminates all those hassle and issues, right? It eliminates that hassle of having to do your own research. What it does is that it gives you personalized attributes that you can use, and it gives you email scripts which are proven to work by me, which I've used, which have helped me to book meetings. And it basically allows you to complement your recipients in the most effective way with your personalized emails, so that whenever someone's reading your email, they will understand, they will actually almost know, they'll have a 90% understanding that you've actually done your research, you've watched their videos, you've taken the time to actually engage with the content, and they're going to engage back with you and actually book that call with you, which is why it's so effective. It's basically just how it's built to enable you to book those calls and be able to get your business up and running. So definitely having Qmail Gorilla as that last option is one of the best things. In fact, having it as the first option on your list. If you don't have everything else, you don't need to have a website, right? And you might not need to have a you might not need to have a meeting scheduler. You might just be using something as simple as Skype, right? You might not need to have all these fancy systems in place, but trust me, if you don't have Qmail Gorilla, you're going to struggle big time to be able to book meetings consistently. That's literally how I've been able to book meetings for the past few months for my agency. So that's definitely something you should have on the list right up there. And that leads me with the last system on the video. So definitely all these systems that I've listed, all these apps that I've listed on this video, can definitely go and start using today. And one thing I want to share with you right over here before we end off is that definitely your emails are going to be the most effective things that you're going to have. The most effective way to be able to analyze, be able to organize your inbox as well, which is the last system I forgot to share with you, is that you want to go ahead and create what is called folders, right? In this case, we call it labels in Gmail, right? If you're using a Gmail account, you can create a new label. What this label will be is it's going to be potential, or you can say prospects. Actually, you can say prospects and create this. Click on this, and it will create a new folder, right? So as you can see, I have an empty folder over here. Now I can go ahead and actually go onto my inbox and look at all the emails that I've received from all my potential clients, and I can drag and drop them into this folder, like this one over here. I can go ahead and drag them right over here, right? You can literally create a folder for every single phase that your agency is in, for every single client, potential client that you're dealing with. Maybe they are in the phase of booking a call with you. You can create a meeting scheduler, a folder. Maybe they're in the phase of replying back to you, but they haven't booked that meeting. You can put them on the replier list, and so on and so forth. You can create folders that will allow you to analyze where your clients are actually, where your potential clients are actually at, and be able to analyze that. So that will lead me to the last topic. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you got a lot of value out of this course today. And yeah, I hope to see you in the next one.